Okay, hello everyone and welcome to Zappy Productions, and you can see in front of me is a box. It's called Weeylite. So this is a brand new light and I believe it's also part of the Viltrox brand. And they actually was kind enough to contact me and of course send me this review sample here. So I'll take a look in this live unboxing video, and of course I have my equipment here. This is of course my Canon C200, which is a meter to actually measure the color correct, the accuracy, and see how this light actually perform in the initial measurement itself. And this light is supposed to be a bi-color light, 60 watt, very similar to the Nunlite Forza 60B. So let's take a look at what's inside this box here. I have no idea what's inside the box. I mean, I was just provided this review sample and I'll take a look in this unboxing video. So like you, I'll be also for the first time taking a look at what's inside this package here. Now, in case you do not know, Weeylite seems to be a relatively new entry to the lighting market, and I think they are aiming for the more affordable series of light. And you can actually go online and search Weeylite. In fact, let me show you their website here. And they seem to have a few lights. This is the Ninja 200 today. As I said, I do not know what's inside the box, so I will open and just take a look. But that said, this is a 60 watt light and supposed to have more than 95 CRI across the entire color light. And this copy here, I believe, should come with the Bowen mount too. Now let's take a look at what's inside this box here. As you can see, this is the package that Weeylite sent me. So this is like a briefcase. Let me open it up. As I said, this is the first time I'm opening this, so I have no idea what's inside there too. Okay. This is the case. Now this case is quite unlike Nunlite's case. Nunlite case is more like a normal case to just really put the light and then the reflector and everything was stuffed. This case seems to be a lot bigger and a lot more padded. Now is that a good thing or bad thing? I think it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't even carry my Nunlite lights inside the Nunlite case. So it's nice that they gave a bigger and more protected case. In fact, the foam in this case is definitely a lot better than aperture Nunlights and stuff. But then again, as I said, case probably not too important. Now this is the handle, it seems, is to hold the light. So this is very similar to what I see in the Nunlite Forza 60B series. So this is the handle. Not important today. This is the battery adapter. Now I requested for the battery adapter, so this is the battery adapter version. Now this is very important for me because I will need to actually mount my lights with battery. If it doesn't work with battery, I'm not really interested in LED lights. Partially because I don't have a studio that is always running and then I can always put the lights there. Then this is the mount. This is the Bowen to whatever mount that Weeylite is using. So the Weeylite mount looks very similar to the Nunlite mount, so I'm not too sure. Maybe take a look later. Whether it's the same mount. And then the adapter itself. Okay. And then this is the light. honestly, this light looks really similar to the Nunlite one. But okay, I see a few improvements here. Firstly, the friction mount here is slightly better. They seem to be toothed mount and they are clamping onto a rubber. So I think this thing will probably hold up to significantly more abuse than the one on Forza. And then behind are some buttons. It runs with a Type C, and then there's a DC input, on-off button, and then a knob here. So that's about it. Be right back in a moment, and I'll put on the battery and let's take a look at the light. Okay, I'm back, and this is the MPF style batteries. Now this is very common if you use any lighting equipment. So it's good that Weeylite uses the same type of batteries. It's quite easy. And then just for a comparison, I took in my Forza 60B here. You can see, firstly, the light looks very similar. It seems that the Ninja 200, the Weeylite, looks slightly bigger than the Forza 60B from the front. And definitely from the handles and stuff, the Weeylite seems to have a much bigger and larger handle. And also, its locking mechanism is probably slightly better than those on the Nunlite itself. But then again, this whole Forza 60B has its own set of accessories and its locking mechanism is just nice for it. So I'm really interested to see how durable is this locking mechanism on the Weeylite. In fact, I'll probably do a review after this whole, I'll say as initial box opening. I'll do a proper review on this in the next time. But let's take a look at this Weeylite here today. This is the Forza 60B, so just for comparison's sake. Now, there's one thing I'm really interested because the front mount looks really similar. Let's see whether it's the same mount or not. It is the same mount. So the Weeylite uses the exact same mount as Nunlite itself, which is, if you ask me, a good thing. So at least now the Forza 60B isn't the only person who's using this smaller Bowen style mount, and it means that, you know, the accessories that you buy for Weeylite and the Nunlite probably are interchangeable to a certain extent. To me, as a consumer, that is really, really good news. So you can buy a Weeylite, get Nunlite, you know, accessories, or vice versa, buy a Nunlite and get Weeylite accessories. It really depends where you are in the world. Because based on what I see so far, I think their pricing are very comparable. So I'm more interested in what's going to happen, you know, with this Weeylite after I on it and then just take a look around on the light itself. I can see the sensor here. Actually, the sensor looks slightly different than those on the Forza 60B. So I'm really interested in how this is going to perform later. Okay, this is the mounting mechanism of the Weeylite. This is to mount the MPF style batteries. And it's quite idiot-proof. I took it out of the box and immediately I see is that, you know, it has 2 mounting points here, and then there is 2 mounting screws here, and then just mount it on. Now, it's a good thing that they did this so that, you know, you can easily mount and unmount the battery adapter itself, so that you don't have any issues, you know, when you go out of the field where you don't need the adapter. Just take it out and then do it differently. Or if you want to power it through V-mount or whatever, you can actually just directly go through DC. So it's a nice touch, easy to take off, and the profile is really small. I really like it, you know. Now this is my first impression, and I really kinda liked it. And it looks like it can even charge the batteries or something, because there seems to be some sort of Type-C input. Yeah, Type-C input here, so it may be able to charge the battery. I'm not too sure about it. Looks like it's able to. But all in all, you know, this is really nice. This is even more compact than my Aperture 60. Actually, I took my Aperture 60 in also because I kind of use a lot of LED lights. I got Aperture, I got Godox, I got Nunlite, and now with Weeylite, I kind of have a lot of the brands to test out. Good mounting. When you mount it, you can actually see that it's 100%, and then it shows you the battery marking and stuff. Then it's booting up, it's booting up. It's getting confused here. That is bad demonstration. Okay, I understand now. So what happened is that the mount here requires you to actually switch to out. So I don't think you can see it here, but let me pull out one battery and then show you guys. So there's actually an in and out here. There's a small little switch I don't think you can see, but I will show you a close-up later. And it allows you to actually mount the battery and then just put in charge mode or output mode. So when you put it out, then it works properly. If not, it will be flashing like just now, which is not a good news, right? So now I have on the light, and the light is pretty nice. I mean, it's 2,800 to 8,500. You see, it's really blue, but it's also a bit greenish. You can see on my camera itself, you can see the light is actually slightly greenish here. But maybe it doesn't really matter. I mean, the whole important part is the ability to, you know, switch the light color to a good extent. Oh, this is some sort of a scene mode. CCT. Okay. Now, controls are really simple. Press the main button, switch to CCT, color control, and then press another time, it will switch to power. So it's quite straightforward, and on and off is just with the switch at the side. Now, the light seems to be okay. The sound not too loud. It's obviously cooling, and I think that's about it. Let's do a quick measurement of the light to see how it actually measures up. So now the light is currently at 8,500. Let's do a very quick measurement. As I said, I never used the light before, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, my Sekonic C700. Okay, initial testing measurement is quite nice. It writes here 8,500. The initial measurement, let's see, 8,250. I don't think you can see here. I don't know whether I can show you here. Yes, I think I can block my face. You can see here. So the measurement is actually quite nice, 97.7 CRI and 8,250. So it's quite close to the 8,500 that's written here. Let's try the other way, all the way to 2,800, and see what is the measurement like. And this is even more accurate, 97 CRI with a CCT of 2,859. As you can see here. And the lux measurement, of course, is really high because it's bare bulb now. Now, this is not important. No, just now the two ends. Let's measure in the center. So let's measure the common one, 3,200. Now, 3,200 don't measure too good. You can see in this reading here, 2,900 plus in terms of its color temperature, so it's off by about 300. In fact, it was 2,859 just now, I believe, or 2,850. This is a 60 increment, even though it's written as 3,200 here. But the CRI is still very good at 97 CRI. Now let's increase it to 4,000. Let's see what happens. I noticed there's quite a huge jump suddenly. At 4,000, it measures to about 3,700. 3,800 type of color temperature, and then its CRI is measured at about 94 plus, so it's a bit lower, 94.7, so it's actually 95, so it's quite okay still, not too bad at 4,000. Let's go to 5,600, which is the very common color temperature that we use. Now 5,600 hit a very good color temperature of 5,500 plus, and its CRI is about close to 95. 94.4, so it isn't that bad either, quite okay. Let's change it up to 6,500 then. Now 6,500 got better, it's about 6,600 plus in terms of color temperature, and its CRI is about 95.7. Now as you can see here, in terms of its initial measurement, it's pretty okay. I think the only problematic measurement so far is the 3,200. Doesn't seem that it can rise to 3,200. Maybe let's try again. But in terms of the rest, it's okay. It hits about 95 CRI, 94.5 CRI is lowest at about 5,600. And almost everything else is actually hitting a very good amount of CRI. So it's quite color accurate to a certain extent. Let me drop it to, I noticed that 3,200, if you can't see, I'm not sure, you can see a sudden jump in 3,000 at one of the color temperature. So at 3,300, there's actually a jump. I can actually see a jump in the lighting. So let me measure at 3,300 and see what happens. And indeed, there's actually a jump here. You can notice that the temperature actually rose to 3,063. So it jumped by 160 in terms of its color temperature. And then in terms of its CRI, it's 96.62. So when you're using it in tungsten mode, this light is extremely accurate. But 3,200 is not 3,200, it's 2,009. But 3,003 is about 3,065, which is close to 3,100. So if you ask me, you'll be using it at probably 3,003, if not 5,006. If not, it's the two extreme M, 8,005 and 2,800. So pretty okay. Overall, in terms of its general color specification, it seems to be a little bit green. I mean, the correction tells me that I need to add a little bit of magenta. It's quite common, and it kind of looks a little bit green. So in terms of its exact color specification, I'm not too sure how does this compare to the Nunlight, but I probably have to do a comparison in the future. I mean, I remember the Nunlight is a little bit more magenta-ish color, and I think I need to collect green on it instead. So something I will measure in the future. So this is a preliminary look at the light quality of this light itself. And the light power, I will not talk about it because I think that will require another video of its own where I put a softbox and use a reflector and what's not. So now let's take a look at some of its other more interesting functions, which is wireless control. So to me, the best thing of Aperture is the Seedless Link. Really, Seedless Link is damn good. If you have not used a Seedless Link before, try it. You will not regret it. It's good. Seedless Link and Aperture makes Aperture. While Nunlight lacks some sort of a good Wi-Fi control. So that is, I think, Nunlight's biggest weakness if you ask me. However, the Nunlight colors are quite good. At least initial measurement tells me that they are probably, I would guess, other than the green tint here, the rest of the color temperature, I think, Nunlite seems to be slightly more on point, just really slightly more on point. But the fact that this guy goes from 2800 to 8500 beats Nunlite in that regard. Nunlite only goes to about 6500. 2000 more Kelvin is a lot of Kelvin, especially if you want to do overcast skies, you know, fill a room in overcast skies time. Because overcast sky, they will actually shine about 6500 Kelvin light, which 6500 itself is probably not blue enough. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you probably need something like 7000 to really make it look good. So let me try out the app and see whether I can control this light easily. How easy is it to control this light? I mean, Cedar Sling, as I said, is really, really simple. Hopefully this guy is also simple. Now this is Group A, Channel 1. Okay, Group A, Channel 1. Whoa, this is the easiest, absolute easiest setup I ever did for a light control. I mean, seriously, I went into the app, it just moves up to Channel 1 Group A, and straight away, I control my light. Oh my god, I can on and off the light too. I believe this is probably through some sort of Bluetooth protocol. It doesn't seem to be... let me check, is it Wi-Fi? Let me off my Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's probably through Bluetooth protocol, and the control is really seamless. I just went into the app and I on it, and I just select Channel 1 Group A, and it controls immediately. This is probably the easiest setup I ever did. Easiest setup. I'm impressed. Maybe I'm impressed because I never got to how do I put it? I never got to use a light so easy to set up. Even Cedar Sling was tedious. I mean, Cedar Sling had to go through the registration process, set up a room, click the light, load it. This is seamless, man. Let me off the app again and try again. Press the app. I'll just press the app now. Weeylite. Straight away, I control the light. Oh my god, this is like the best controlling app. If you ask me, just for the app alone, I think this light may actually be worth it, you know. I mean, this is totally brainless and totally easy. And this is the fastest setup I ever had for a light in a long, long time. I mean, really, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the Wi-Fi capability of this app. And I can easily set all the color temperature I want with this app itself. So, I mean, this is good, man. And it's so responsive. Look at this responsiveness. Now, it cannot HSI, sadly. I can do all the effects. You can see I'm actually running through all the effects. Look at how responsive. In fact, let me show you guys how responsive this controller panel is. Let me on my lighting for my phone. This got to be the most responsive wireless control from a phone to a light that I've seen so far. At least it's more responsive than Cedar Sling. Cedar Sling still, it's a little bit slow. Setup is slow, you know. This one really just on the app, and I'm ready to go, and it's in Bluetooth. So it doesn't affect my Wi-Fi or anything. So great job, great job. Great job by Weeylite. So yes, this is it, man. This is pretty much the entire light itself. And let me try one last thing. This is a Nunlite softbox. I just want to try now. Seems to fit perfectly. The locking isn't that good, so but it does hold. It's a bit loose though, but overall you can see that it does fit a Nunlite softbox quite nicely, so no worries here. Yeah, but the locking mechanism is quite loose, so I won't probably recommend using a Nunlite modifier on this. I don't know why it's so loose, man. Similar to when you use an aperture modifier or some Bowen modifier on Nunlite, they have some issues. Seems the same thing. Nunlite on this is a bit shallow. Now I hope that it's not the same for its other mods. So in fact, let me try its other stuff here. Now this is the adapter for Bowens to whatever mount is this thing. Oh, same thing. This same as Nunlite. It is plastic. Oh my god, it's plastic. Not the nicest, definitely not the nicest mount. Definitely not the nicest mount. But then again, it comes as a set and it's very affordable. I mean, the pricing wise, go take a look at the website. Remember, it doesn't cost too much difference between the normal set and the one with the mount. Now this is really tight. So I think the mount itself is okay. I think it's purely because of the difference between the non-light mount and the Weeylite mount. So they are not exactly compatible in these regards. But I have to say the mount here is a bit sad. I mean, this mount on the light is actually better than this mount here. It's a bit sad, I guess. But you can actually mount an umbrella, so it's nice. Oh no, it came out. So yeah, so one thing Weeylite can probably fix up is the tightness of the mount itself. I mean, the last thing I want is the light to drop on the floor. Okay. Pretty okay, I guess. Something I'll test in the future. This is a bit of concerning. I mean, yeah, it can be forced out. So something to note that this adapter here isn't the best in terms of its fitting. It's better than just now fitting on a non-light mount, but definitely, you know, it still can be forced out. So that is something to be careful on. I don't think that any other orientation will make a difference. Or maybe when you put it on this adapter, you may not want to put the batteries on. Yeah, I think the batteries are the one that's quite heavy, and you know, with the batteries on, I think you can actually force this light off quite easily. So that's something to note. Okay. And that's about it, really. So far, I have to say I'm relatively impressed with this light in many ways. I mean, the light itself works pretty good. The batteries here with the adapter is quite seamless, you know. The light itself goes for a very big range. Accuracy at both ends are good. Something wonky about 3200, but everything else seems to be quite aligned. The tint of the light is a little bit green, so that's something to note. The light fan isn't that loud, but I noticed that even at 0% there's still the fan. I don't know whether can you even shut the fan off. Let me try. Yeah, the fan is just perpetually on. When I hold down the menu, I can actually change some functions. When off the fan, I can actually set any power of light that I want. Now, I do not know what's the effect of offing the fan and using the light. I think it will heat up, and I'm not sure really it has an overheating mechanism to detect that it's overheated. But the fact that you can off the fan and use any power may be something that is quite good. I mean, non-light restricts it to 30%, so I'm not sure whether this light will get damaged or not. I'm guessing that it will overheat, but I do not know. I probably have to ask the tech staff. I didn't want to destroy the light before I even finish the light, right? So yeah, you can actually off the fan, so it's pretty good. At least we can off the fan. Overall, I think this thing is quite nice. I mean, the whole package here is pretty okay. I believe this package is probably the mid-range package, probably about 250 USD. So I think the price-wise, considering it comes with the adapter, is pretty okay. I don't think the mid-price one comes with these Bowens, but I'm not too sure. I have to go and check it out. Doesn't come with battery though. Yeah, and that's really about it. I mean, really that's about it today. The Weeylite seems to be a really nice light. I think that I'm really interested in what this light can actually do. I'll probably test it out in a few photo shoots in the future. But at least initial testing today seems to, you know, give it quite, I would say, as a good start. Considering that I've used so many lights, I think this light is quite nice. I mean, the range of color temperature is really good. I mean, this is even better than my Aperture 300X. So no complaints there in terms of color temperature. And accuracy-wise seems to be quite consistent. Now, I don't have, of course, the latest spectrometers, the C800, which can do TLC. TILC or TLC, not too sure on that. But at least, you know, I can measure the CRI, and CRI seems to be quite consistent here. So I think this light, it's turning out to be quite an interesting light. I mean, other than the size is slightly bigger than the non-light. The size is being slightly bigger than the non-light. The fact that, you know, your battery adapter can easily go onto the light itself makes it a slightly more compact solution. My non-light has to use a really interesting setup to power this light up. And also the non-light is significantly smaller, you can see here. But the material build-wise, I think the non-light feels a bit more solid. Yeah, it just feels slightly more solid. No, I don't want to destroy my light before it starts. But yeah, So that's about it. This is the look at the Weeylite today. I hope to try it out more in the future and see how it actually really performs in real world. So far, it seems to be quite good. And till then, if you have any questions, do put out in the comments below. I look forward to answering them as I try out this brand new light by Weeylite, the Ninja 200. Now, I'm not really sure is it brand new. I mean, they contacted me. I'm not too sure, really. But then again, still a nice light either way, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.